start this because why not? Yeah. So we all right. So I just made the broadcast live. We are just going to do a recap episode tonight and hanging out and having a good time. Oh god. All right. Yeah, you guys can feel free to leave whenever you want, and whenever I'm the last one here, I'll just call the episode. So, anyways, though, oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to say something, Jordan?
I just figured we'd start at the very first episode of Group D's session, as far as recapping goes, and just you know what happened.
Do you want to recap all the episodes?
Just Group D's. I'm not going to go back to the first book.
No, I'm saying, yeah, of course, just Group D's for this session. But I'm saying, do you want to recap them?
Sure. You want to give me some refreshers on what happened on the first episode?
I would be very, I would be very excited to see, what the entire campaign looks like from your guys' perspective. I am about to... Oh, God, I don't want to show the world my Google Drive.
I'm suddenly sad that JJ isn't here. He's told by JJ.
There's this dude, and he was doing some shit, and he was on a stage, and I didn't like him, and he had these other dudes. They were on the stage with him. Alright.
And then this motherfucker came by and was yelling at us, calling them criminals. I don't know what his problem was. He's a real bitch.
I remember how this session got started now. We all got promoted to knighthood.
Yes, you did.
And I came this close to challenging Torque to a fist fight in a crowd of people.
We also gave all of our land deeds to land.
Yes, that was a beautiful moment.
I didn't give my land deed to Lance. I shoved it back in Shosuna's face and informed him that he owed me a temple. And walked out like a boss. I'm honestly surprised that I don't get more assassination attempts on my head now.
And then Lance took your land deed. And I was like, no, I don't want a land deed because I don't want to be indebted to you.
There is nothing wrong with being indebted to the Silver Sigil. They're good people!
I mean, Hauzik believes that. Hauzik would believe that. Johan is like, no, these guys are assholes.
Well, you have a professional reason to think that he's an asshole. I guess Hauzik also technically has a professional reason to think he's not an asshole.
Yeah.
All my characters are like, no!
Hauzik...
I was threatened to death by you! Actually worse, you're gonna scramble my brain! Father's like, you literally tried to kill me.
Well, he didn't try to kill you. He told somebody to hire somebody to try and kill you.
Still.
It's what's that, association?
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon trying to get me into it.
Look, it only takes 2 degrees to get to him.
It's more like...
Yeah, but for the most part, that was the first session. Started off with Arter Sarai and just like complete chaos. The prince was naming you guys his personal knights, like trying to prove to people that, the dream still lives in Arter Sarai. Anyone can, become a noble, anyone can become a god. And for the most part, it didn't work.
No, it didn't. I mean, look at where it ended up. Look at where he ended up being killed by one of his knights.
Everything I do for Arter. And Haldor's name.
Oh, another thing that I remember from one of the early sessions, I don't know if it was the first one or what, but I got a little too close to Alcindorus' penis.
Yeah, that was like session 3 or 4. I
forgot about that.
Yeah.
I also found out that I can identify people. I need to visit Alshin again.
Oh yeah, that was session. That was session 2. I believe that was right at the end of session 2. where you nat 20'd on that check of just like, wait, Ariana? I remember that name. I wonder how that kid's doing.
Nat 20. Oh yeah! That rumor's legit. I know. I did it. What?
Which also recap for the fans the great, hey, we have a mansion now. Cool. Everybody who works here fired by the pacifist.
He didn't hurt them physically.
No, I think that was session 2 right there, of firing
that was session
everybody.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say Ocean Doors was session
Actually,
blah, blah, blah,
was
3.
that session 1? No, it wasn't
No.
session 2. Because
We had...
in the end, and then we visited Lethalia.
Yeah, you guys went there, found out Kytrina had a mansion / small fortress in the town, and decided, yeah, everybody who works here doesn't need employment or, well-being or life or anything like that. Get out.
Well, more like we couldn't afford it, and they were only going to be able to afford it for like another month. So, like, they were getting kicked out eventually. We just made it sooner.
Ripping off the bandage. That's what that's called.
I'm missing a proficiency.
Alright, so that's loosely episode 1 and 2 down. The whole time while those episodes were going on, what you guys were supposed to be doing was going around and getting recruiting allies for the prince.
What we were actually doing was looking for a better replacement.
At the end of which of your meeting, Lethalia said, alright, I'll support the prince. And then you guys were like, nah, don't do that.
Yeah, well...
The prince was shady. Shady. Very shady.
Oh, now he's dead. Which
now...
a couple episodes later.
Time skip. Everything I do for Ardor and Haldor.
Ardor in the name of Haldor.
And then, so we went there, got the house, fired everybody, came back, talked to Ocean Doors, got a little too close to his private parts because he was naked while we were talking to him, and I'm a dwarf and he hugged me. Then we decided to pick up some good old money grabbing stuff because we were poor.
Oh yeah, you guys
good
did
for
with the
crime.
chantry.
Yeah. And then we
let's be honest, nobody's too good for crime.
Apparently Johan is.
Johan is too good for crime.
I'm all like, this sweet, innocent girl that works for this large criminal, ex-criminal, would totally be able to tell us where to do crime. Do you want to make her dead?
Yes, because you shouldn't do crime. And instead, we did Calkin business, which was clearing out the catacombs without killing the good people, which some people almost did.
Everything I do for Ardor.
And down in the catacombs, you guys found good old Bartholomew.
We did. We also gave our DM the nickname. What was it again?
The professional roller of blood.
Oh yeah, that is also that episode that started. That was like 3 nat 1s in a row. And one of them was like a check with advantage too.
And then at some point in time, I need to find the audio clip and make it my ringtone. But if you haven't watched the episode where Brandon screams because he misses an attack on the tankiest guy in the group, you should go watch it.
The tankiest guy on Team Tank.
I think it was like a 23, and you were like down to, I think, 10 HP or something.
I don't remember what my HP was. I want to say I was comfortable. Like, it wasn't 10. I was pretty comfortable. I took a lot of splash damage.
Yeah,
Elvis got slapped around.
You had taken a lot of damage because everybody who was standing next to you kept getting hit, and Johan was just like, oh, I'll take that. Oh, I'll take that. Oh, no, me please.
Yeah.
And then I remember, like, they all left you, and that thing was, like, sitting there with you, and it attacked, and I was like, a 23. That's got, and it missed. It was like a 23 or a 21.
I was a 21 because I went to Macy was 22.
Right, that's all going on where like all these things are aggroing you and Celebris, and you're like, oh, I'll take it, or oh, it is, and all this. And I'm over here getting grappled by one Terrai. And because this is where we first the professional order of one, it's not going well.
Except for that Terrai. He was able to grapple you.
Oh no, that's the thing. It failed every attempt. So I'm just like going to be like, no, go away. No, go away. No, go away. And then I was like, fine. Bam, 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 bam. Slap. And then it's dead.
Just.
Oh, and then that Dark Phoenix came out. That was another great moment. Because then I was like, you know what? That's the only thing left. It's not a humanoid. So, Warhammer, smite! And then everybody's like, that damage output though.
It's always the thing with paladins. Oh man, you just reminded me of something I gotta make sure... oh, and let me scroll down so everybody can see this. I gotta make sure and have ready for you guys next session. I was working on it in my prep, but I just had it loosely outlined. It's gonna be good!
What session for who?
No session for nobody.
Session Group 0?
I'm just waiting for the official next episode where Galsong probably drops dead. Pinned on me because we were there. And I'm like, no, wait!
Galesong's not going to drop dead. Oh, so I really wish I was there with you in the prison when you went to go talk to Galesong.
Why?
Because I also want to meet Galesong.
I mean,
and I feel like you're going to
end out, we'll bring him to the Calculator.
Okay. Because I feel like that was not the plan originally.
What, to buzz him out?
No, to bring him back to the Calculator.
I mean, Galsong is as elusive as the wind he represents.
That is very true.
I mean, I don't know what he's going to do after we bring him out. I don't know why the hell he let himself get put in.
I know, but see, that's the thing. I would have met Galsong if I went with you to the prison. No matter what, because he was staying there for some reason.
Yeah, but would you believe me when I start being like, God damn it! I know who you are! And you're like, yeah, he's the little genie general. No! Yes! But also! You're like, it's the dude, bro.
There are a lot of great moments, hopefully, that will come from his story. And with you guys.
Or timely death, given that he's an immortal deity.
How I'm imagining most of that situation just playing out of just like you guys go to meet him, you start giving your spiel, and then, Father A mentions, he worships the Forgotten Song, and he's just like, no, I'm good. Your God's crazy. I don't want anything to do with you.
My God's crazy. You're a 7-year-old absentee who's working for the other country.
I think so. Anyways, it says it's streaming and it's encoding frames, so
hey,
sorry, I'm looking up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm looking up videos to give myself refreshers on what's been going on. Episode 4, that was the fight. Good times.
Yeah,
that was a beautiful moment.
Episode,
because that's when I hit that person blood.
Episode 4 was the that was the fight with all the Terrai where you picked up Bartholomew.
Yep.
Good old Bartholomew. He's only been here for like half the session since, but he's number 1 in heart.
I mean, he's number 1 in my heart. He gave Johan haste and that extra AC.
Yeah, I think that's what boosted you up to like 23. That fight.
No, because he never got to us. That was for the tag team match.
Oh yeah, that match.
That match where it was, 1 paladin versus 2, and a supporter versus 2 paladins.
No, 1 paladin and a support versus 1 paladin and a support.
No, those two were not supporters. They were both attacking.
Attacking is a version of support.
Yeah, what's his face is based off of a bard. I found his name, by the way. The character that Barty and Johan met that was with Lorraine. She identified him as Tatus.
Tatus. I remember that now. By the way, Bard is like School of Swords Bard because, totally a thing.
Yeah, Valor is a thing, but he was definitely not like frontlining like you guys were. He was just like, Lorraine, you know what to do. Kill him! And she's like...
And then he stabbed me in the chest.
Yeah.
She fucked up your hand.
Yeah, it was, this is good stuff, man.
I don't know what I'd do if somebody fucked up my hand. Those are the money.
Punch them.
Also, I would argue that Orentina has had a major role in this campaign. Her spirit's there every time I punch somebody in Group B.
Oh yeah, true. Orencina helped craft the brass knuck.
The greatest weapons. All of Harder.
Are we going to also have to fight her father at some point in time?
Oh, I'm gonna fuck horse shit up.
Oh, did you watch the last session, Jordan?
I did not.
Oh man, so at the end of, and I guess maybe we'll get there eventually in the recap, but yeah, the end of the last session, just before the session ends, Ariana's bodyguard cuts off the warden's arm.
And I didn't have Pleasant Restoration prepared yet. Otherwise, I could have reattached it. I'd have been Starkey better. I don't like that guy. But...
Yeah, let's be fair. He's got clerics and
Can I reattach it backwards?
Let me take care of that for you. It's like, wait.
Something's not right here.
Everything I do.
I mean, trickery is one of your god's domains.
Right? Being a troll just seems right up there with Vessel with help with her, so as a vessel of her wisdom.
Yeah, we'll call it that. What happened in episode 5 after the fight at the Oh yeah, you guys brought Barty back to the Kalkin office. Found out.
Oh yeah, we had to stop what's her name from killing him.
Yeah, found out he had a checkered past with the Kalkin.
Which is great, because it's just like, hey, we found this old guy. Not to be confused with the original old guy. In the catacomb. McConnell. You son of a bitch!
You killed her! She's dead because of you.
And we're just like, I feel like we should leave. This sounds like a personal moment. But she also might kill him.
So what do we do after that?
No, wait, isn't that what happened? Like, we did that. There actually was a, close the door personal talk. But it was like, all the Falcon members, and then Barty and I are on the stoop.
Yeah. We had a heart-to-heart with Barty.
Like, how's it going? I hate you.
I kill a lot of people.
That's cool. All my family's dead. Because the sun yet. That sucks.
That's rough, bruh. That's rough.
My girlfriend became the mood.
Wasn't that also the episode where Lance decides to poof out of the Kalkin office and go do his own thing?
Yeah, and he visited with Typhus Seasons while he was meeting with a Nazaram official.
Yes. I was an asshole, but that bitch was a bitch for preventing me from being an asshole.
I'm like, no, you deserved everything that happened to you.
One of the best things about that whole encounter was it coming back around, and the Chantry of Harmony is just like, hey, the most important thing to us is sacrifice, and we sacrifice for Nazaram. What's your relation with Nazaram? He's like, they do their job.
We also had the. We should have like Lance here for this, because this would be great from his perspective.
His recap would be the best.
But we also have the. Oh yeah, I decided to sleep out in the woods because fuck my party and got attacked by werewolves.
I feel so bad because we give him so much shit, but he almost asks for so much of it.
I mean, Lance is an interesting character. He's young and impetuous.
I have it in my note because I decided to put stuff in my character sheet in case I ever in my Iron Man streak. And it's just like party members, Lance, pumpkin, but he's not a lost cause.
He also has a really bad love triangle. He needs to figure his shit out.
What's funny is from the sounds of it, it sounds like if he picks the not Beaza path, it just ends in sadness for everybody. Because it's been enough years with no contact. And I'm like, what if she moved on? What if she's dead?
Yeah, that's gonna be fun if you guys ever get to Faybell.
Which no one does. No.
I'm getting some feedback from Jordan's mic every time you speak, Rob.
That's because Rob doesn't have me muted.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it possible just
I don't think that matters.
If you just change your voice sensitivity, it won't pick up the background noise.
Yeah, if you just turn your sensitivity down, Jordan, you'd be set.
I want to say I already turned it down to a good bit to begin with.
Alright, hold on. Say something, Rob.
Hello.
Yeah, every time Rob talks, I always hear an echo through Jordan.
Wait, let me mute Rob. Hey, Rob, can you say something again?
Hello.
Maybe I should just turn Jordan up and have you guys both come through Jordan's mic. Are you guys in the same room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob's mic sounds prettier.
Rob's mic is better.
Yeah.
So
I'm the best.
mine was not behind you, but mine's not pretty either.
Okay, wait. Say something else, Rob.
Hello.
Alright, whatever. I'm gonna just turn Jordan down to 120% and turn Rob up so when Rob's talking, he comes through much over. Alright, say something else.
Duluth, Minnesota.
I was waiting for that. I figured that would have been the first thing you said.
Alright, that's good. We'll roll like this. So
I was going to turn my voice sensitivity on as soon as I found it.
Oh, go ahead and do that too. See if that works on it. What was that? That was episode 5 we were still talking about?
Yes.
Oh.
I forgot where we were at. Oh yeah, Lance! Lance doing shenanigans. Episode 5 was not the episode he slept out in the woods. I think that was 7.
That was 3 or 2.
No,
that was the one I think he
that was
moved
really
out,
good.
and then he got drunk and passed out in an alley.
Yeah, you guys went to Somar Villa, and then you went back to Ardor, then you went back to Somar Villa.
Yeah, and it was the return trip to Somar Villa when he slept out in the woods. Got chased by werewolves.
Okay, how is this sensitive? Yeah, blah blah blah. Words now.
I don't know. Test it out, Rob.
Duluth, Minnesota.
I mean, it's just still coming through, but with what I did on my end, it's fine.
Okay, because I have it down to maybe 30%.
So one sentence summary of each episode. Episode 1, obviously you guys joined loosely the prince.
Together.
Yeah, the prince's side, and found out Arder's being plunged into chaos. Episode 2, you are chasing strings, trying to, find who is capable of stopping that chaos, and that the prince is loosely involved in it. Episode 3, 4 was where you guys picked up Barty.
Yep.
Oh, 3 was, you guys picking up your suspicions from Lethalia Nakart, coming back to the city and confirming rumors inside of the city, and then, deciding to get work. 4, you were taking care of the Terai in the sewers, in the catacombs, found out people were organizing them. Episode 5, I don't remember the purpose of episode 5 off the top of my head.
Did we go back to Somar Villa on episode 5?
Wait, was episode 5 when we went to the bar?
Episode 5 is where Lance snuck out and he talked to Typhus, and he talked to Nyvira Dardel, Ambassador Nyvira Dardel. And then what else happened in that episode? Alright, I'm gonna pull it up on my side real quick.
Was that when we first met Galay?
No, I'm pretty sure you met Galay a lot earlier than that.
Oh,
Well,
no,
I think-
no, I would have... Well, what I... It might have been episode 3,
Johan nods.
precursor to the...
Thank you for your,
Halfling job.
Instead of watching episode 5,
Sorry
we could watch
for coming in
episode
such a-
6 and listen to the recap.
Moorish, but I guess that way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at how smart you are about stuff.
A lot of them, it's like...
Why does a piece of paper saying I'm smart?
They don't even bother to...
I do, mine's actually on the wall.
I just ignore them.
Mine's on the...
You don't
I think mine's on
read
the...
the application process when you're Drow Spider-Man, damn it!
Yeah, exactly.
Jordan,
Oh, Spider-Man!
hey, Jordan, pause that. So,
Pausing it.
when you listen to the recaps, when you listen to the past episodes, do you listen to all of them at regular speed?
No.
Okay,
no.
I was gonna say, I listen at 2.0 speed. I was about to say, you are a brave soul.
No. Well, yes, I do listen to it at regular speed, but I go listen to a piece of conversation. Oh, I know where we are. Skip like 30 minutes into the video. Listen to the conversation again. Okay, here's how we got to this point. Skip 30 minutes into the video. Like, I just gather chunks and use my memory to piece it together.
Yeah.
Misinformation.
You guys were at the prince's office for some time. I think he. Oh yeah, you guys brought up rumors of Oh man, it's all coming back to me now for episode 5.
Wait.
You brought up
Is episode 5 where Lance quits?
Yes, you guys brought up the rumors of Ariana, and he gave you guys meat to join the party because Lance quit because he was torturing an assassin's lover's father inside of the dungeon for information on the assassin that killed his father and his brothers. Yeah, man, that was something.
I remember that. And then we got Meat. Meat was great. I liked Meat.
I like to say was great. She's still there.
She was great. Now she's only a fragment of what she used to be.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that's true. And
She's
she's
very
also racially shattered too. It's her race.
we should have meet Aria. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, you guys just like, hey, Meat, you want to guard another magnate? Yes! Actually.
After saying that out loud, that just sounds like a horrible idea.
I'm weirdly worried that Ariana would just be like, oh, so you were there that day. Tara. And we have one dead Meat. And I'm like, wait, Why did I get stabbed to death? You got a pass because you're the reason I'm here. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah, there are some things that, I hope you guys aren't going to be hit out of left field, you know, with Ariana. But she has already shown you guys several times she cannot follow any type of order.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen a single thing from her. I wasn't there that session.
Oh, man. Okay, we need to get to last session, because I want to talk a lot about last session. Alright, so episode 6, then.
That's the party.
Oh, episode 6 was the party?
Is episode 6 the party?
It's either the party or at least on the way to the party, because we went to the party almost immediately after we got there.
I think episode 7 was the party.
I think
or
episode
maybe
7
we got there? Because I feel like... Because I'm trying to figure out... Because we went...
No. I think he's right that episode 7... Well, hold on. I'm gonna just... Normally I can remember by just looking at what's going on the screen.
Party took 2 sessions.
Bevelis died before we went to Somar Villa.
Yeah, so, half of the party happens in episode 6, and then another a smaller half happens in 7. So, 6 ends with you guys meeting Ariana. Of just, you know, all these people in there, so just... All these people are in, you know, Lady Nakart's gathering, and everybody, so many different diplomats and people, and then you guys are just like, hey, is Ariana here? And she's like, yeah, she checked in. Why? Who is she? She's nobody.
I enjoyed that, purely because that moment of, oh, is Miss Kinfield here? We'd like to talk to her. What? I mean, yeah, I can get her in. And the whole time, I'm off somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like,
you're convincing someone to be a part of a religion that you were not a part of, and doing a very good job of it.
Everything I do, I do for honor in the name of Haldora. If it requires lying my ass off about my religious affiliation in front of a heretic, then sure.
You guys.
We also learned that Meat was a silversmith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. That is, yeah, she told you the guys that on the road.
Yep.
You guys also... Hey, what's up, Anthony?
I'm not fully in, because I'm just leaving now. I'm in my car, and you're on my Bluetooth.
Okay, we're just, like, hanging out and talking.
Yeah, we're not having a session tonight. We're having a recap episode.
Ah, damn. Okay.
So, when you guys were not the first group to meet Ariana, you were the first group to officially meet her. She showed up in 2 of Group 3's sessions of, they just walked by and they were, like, in a crowd in Somar Villa. And they're just like, hey, are there any interesting people around? And I described, you know, Ariana, of course, with Oro and Tarum. Her 2 bodyguards, and they're just like, yeah, we don't want to mess with whoever that is. Who else is around? And they're just like, yeah, okay, that's cool.
But, yeah, so we enjoyed the party.
You guys made you became officially, allies with Lethalia Nakart, and then Lethalia officially declared war on the prince. Well,
Lethalia also...
Go ahead.
Lethalia also officially kicked Lance out of the room.
Yeah, she did that as after you guys were doing it. Of like,
she threw that bitch out the club.
Yeah, everybody else was just like, Lance, stop, Lance, come. And she's just like, hey, just want something done. You just got to do it. She picked him up and then threw him out.
I'm sorry that I can't lift a truck.
Yeah, so episode 6 ended with you guys meeting Ariana and, you know, officially, declining, you know, the prince's, requests for you guys to swear yourselves in an oath to him. Episode...
That wasn't that episode.
Yeah, episode 6, he sent the oath blade that night.
Yeah, we don't get it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, you guys didn't.
Lethelia got
Lethelia
it,
did. And you guys
Yeah,
were
Lethelia
friends
did.
with her.
Yeah.
And then episode 7, the one with the werewolves and when nobody checks their mail.
You got mail!
It doesn't have our name on it, so we didn't read it. That's what it was.
Right? It's like, we weren't going to violate your privacy. And it's just like, later that day, you probably should have.
I mean, to be fair, that letter should have been addressed to me, considering the fact I'm the one that paid her for it.
Hey, in all fairness though, like, Celebrus has a small inclination into, like, what Father A does for a living. So if Father A gets mail, yeah, it's better not to know.
Also,
Father
Celebrus
A
is trying to turn a
does
new leaf.
whatever he needs to do. That's how he makes a living. And, you know, and what he needs to do is, in the name of Ardor.
I just, like, imagine Father A shoving Reyna into a box and, like, putting her on a cart, and, like, everybody runs out and is like, what are you doing? And she pops out and it's like, he's smuggling me! And he's just like, shut up! It looks worse than it is!
He paid me to do it.
He paid for it everything, and it's just like...
Do you know this man? No idea who he is! I just met him 2 days ago.
He seems nice.
He seems nice. And then it's just like, well, look, it's not the first time I've done this. It's not the first time you've done this? You know, I'm sorry, that sounds bad. It was the magnate's daughter.
Alright, so I'm gonna try, like, small spoiler alert, but it doesn't ruin anything. This relationship just reminds me of, hi Wade! Hi Yukio!
Oh yeah, actually. Hi Wade. Hi Yukio! Bye Wade. Bye Yukio!
I see that's the thing, is I can totally imagine, I don't know about, see I don't know that spoiler. But I can just imagine, like, Reyna and Father A being the weirdest combo. But I don't know on what scale, like, how to scale it relatively, because that could be a weird combo. It's like, you know, 12-year-old magically inclined flub girl and grumpy elderly thug. That's basically that Yakuza anime Jordan watches.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Girl!
But the thing is, I don't know what the relationship with her and Gale's son is.
Grumpy old man.
I'm like, it could be almost the same shit. It's just
I mean, to be fair, I don't know if this is considered a spoiler, but me and Anderson might be being framed for murder soon.
Who knows? Gale's son will be fine. He's a deity. It's not like he's had a brush with death.
Yeah, that's not,
like 3 times.
it's not like that's part of how he became ascended or anything.
Not
Yeah,
like
well,
there's an entire weapon devoted to his brush with mortality after the fact it's currently in the hands of Lumagrex. No.
Define in the hands of Lumagrax.
He's literally holding it, threatening at least 3 risen members.
Yeah, it is in his hands. It was first through his chest, and not initially something he wanted.
I don't understand why you wouldn't want to accept
Such a gracious gift.
from the god Alpor.
I also don't understand that. Hazik would have loved to have that gift.
Celebrus wants that gift.
We all want that gift. I don't actually want that gift because I'm not proficient with bastard swords. I'd be like, can you... Is there like a dagger?
Can you like just
Dagger away.
Can you make it so like it doesn't matter that I'm not proficient with it and it's a dex weapon? Cool, thanks.
make it a rapier?
I'm imagining that conversation, like with Renalta, and you know, she gives you the sword, and you're like, "Ooh, it's a sword. Can I get a dagger instead?" And she just like dry expression looks at you, and you just start vomiting daggers.
Are you happy now? Surprisingly, yes.
I don't feel so.
That feels up her alley. She gave you a sword that you have to have stabbed through into a demon head. So she gives you like a dagger that comes to you in the night and you vomit it out. Melt it down and make multiple daggers.
Melt it down and make multiple daggers. Yeah, that's a good suggestion.
Right. It's like, it's an otherworldly weapon. Can't it like just like morph into what I need it to be? And she's just like, why are you so picky?
Brandon, I know we're not gaming tonight. Are we streaming right now?
Yes, we are.
Very much so.
Alright, we're gonna go on mute because I'm just got home and my dogs are going crazy.
Okay, yeah, I turned you down to like 20%, so.
I was at a party.
That's beautiful, Anthony.
Before I came home to get on for this session that didn't happen, and there were 4 dogs.
Oh, I feel bad.
No, pretty cool. But so the people there, the people whose house it was owned 2, and then other people brought their dogs because they all love their dogs. It was mostly fun watching the 2 corgis wrestle.
Oh man, this was great.
It was adorable.
I wish I was there.
Yeah, it was the cutest thing. Especially since one's like really fluffy. It was actually kind of jarring.
What episode were we recapping? 7?
Yeah, that was 7.
It ends with the greatest moment of the campaign.
Oh yeah.
No, episode 4 was. But continue.
Episode 7. Yeah, nobody checks the mail. The party splits up, and Father A goes to to the castle, and the rest of the group.
It is the best cliffhanger.
Yeah, the rest of the group goes and counsels with Kaitrina about Reyna. They find out Reyna is an Arcanist from Ililnagai, who is a war refugee in this country, and a deserter of the army that was formed in Ililnagai. And then they decide, after a lot of back and forth with Kaitrina, to protect her. And Father A... Wait, no, that's, no, that's not that episode. She's not there.
I was present for the Reyna episode.
Yeah, I'm thinking of something different. So yeah, you guys go to talk to Kaitrina about everything that happened in Somar.
And we get all our swords.
And yeah, you all get your swords, and Father A goes to the keep to talk with the prince.
We're missing something. Which is a small thing, and we kind of recapped it earlier, but just to make sure we understand this episode, Lance gets attacked by werewolves.
Yeah, Lance got attacked by... Well, there's a lot of things happen at the start, because we skipped to the second half of the episode. So at the start, the second half of the party, which is the ending half, you guys, of course, finish your alliance with Lethalia Nakart. The party is winding down, and Manning Tolles shows up, still alive, and he has been presumed dead for several weeks now, and his daughter has actually been running the border defense of the entire country out of a Hodink town. So nobody has told his daughter yet that he's alive. But
nobody goes anywhere past Ardor except to go to fancy parties in Somar Villa.
Yeah, this campaign I had planned for you guys to be able to go out and explore more of Ardor. As far as, any location you wanted to go to, you could.
We were like, fuck that!
Yeah.
No, we went to Party City, and that's all we went to.
Yeah, there was Lord Renalpaw in the north.
Damn it, we need to go there!
We still could. We'll have to investigate that missing Earthfire.
Central Ardor is, Lethalia Nakart. It's the region's called Arothia. There's Kalu in the east. which, you had obviously Ariana to draw you there, and then Gibson, too, to draw you there, and Lance's backstory to draw you there. And then there is your country being attacked in the south. Enough of a draw to be, pulled in that direction. But, you guys went to, the one place and had enough threads of just we want this part from over here and this part from over here, and we're not going to go to any of these other places. Alright, good luck, Arter!
I'm very bummed we didn't go north, because I feel like Father A and the Redapole family could have an interesting interaction.
I just want to see Brock Brooks in action again.
Well, it's kind of like, hi, I'm Father A. I support the Forgotten Song. You like the Wills? But you have this interesting detachment from the people that killed my entire family? I'd like to know why.
My name is Anderson. You killed my father.
The Will Wills as the Will Wills. Actually, the Will Weeds as the Will Wills.
Those dogs are so energetic.
They're outside, so I gotta kill them now, because,
Oh no!
It's night here.
What is... Oh, Tolls. There we go, yeah.
Good old man Tolls.
No animals were harmed in the making of this episode.
I always forget what his daughter's name is, because...
I promise I'm not gonna actually kill them.
Wait, say it again?
Is it Zay?
Zay?
Zai?
No, Zai is his nephew.
Okay. It's just right there on the on my screen. How I have it positioned is it's directly underneath my Discord window. So I was like, yeah, shot in the dark. It's got the right last name.
Alright, let's see this real quick.
What were you looking up, Brandon?
Oh, I am searching in the group chat. Kylissa Tolls. That's it. Let me write that in my notes, because I have it in a different document. My notes for this campaign are so spread out. But I want it on my Arter Sarai, NPC sheet of, important peeps. Because you guys might have to go talk to her eventually. Well, maybe you don't. Who knows?
We'll get someone else to do it. We have connections.
Yeah.
Group A's on it.
So, anyways, that's the first half of the session. Manning Toll shows back up and demands to use Lethalia's army. Then you guys leave and head back to the capital. In the capital, of course, the party splits. Half the all of the party goes to talk to Kytrina, and Father A and Meat go to talk to the prince. Of course, the prince has. You guys saw in episode 3, he was forming the document that initially sent the Mountain Wardens on their warpath. And then, later on, by the time you guys are leaving, you see him with his final decree to everybody. And the prince has issued a decree to all the nobility of the country to pledge themselves to the throne or die. Which is, pretty much one of the best ultimatums. He asks Meat, if she'll take the oath. Of course, Meat takes the oath. Asks Father A. Father A bumbles for a minute before he's just like, I'll do what's best for this country. And then...
I do.
Yeah. And then it turns out, Kadum was hidden out inside of the castle and was disguised as a servant, and she rammed a poison blade through his chest. And that was the end of episode 7.
Yep. Ended on that cliffhanger.
I will walk 2 weeks.
And to find out what happens in episode 8, guys, come back next week.
Yep, we're done with our recap. Sorry.
That was the end of the episode.
Yeah, and then episode 8 opens up in a small little village outside of Kalu, and everybody's happy. And no, I'm kidding.
We forgot. Episode 7, we also got the reinforcements for the Calkin.
Oh yeah, they did come. No, they came the episode before that, because I'm pretty sure you took them to. You took them back with you to. You took them back with you to Silmar Villa, because Lawrence is stationed. Right. I have Lawrence stationed right now in the Somia village.
Take everybody because we didn't get a whole lot.
Yeah. This. By the way, this is your first set of reinforcements. The Calkin plan on eventually having this order house back up and running at full capacity, because Ardor is a major city. But that's not something they can just do instantly, especially when the capital is unstable. You can't march, 25 Calkin members into a town that's, in a civil war and in the middle of turmoil and all that other stuff.
Sorry, since I joined this week about how Celebris wanted to keep that Phoenix egg.
We skipped over that part.
Yeah, we talked about it briefly, but, we just mentioned Johan forced everybody to put it back in the portal.
Yeah. I thought also about how that was the only thing that got hit by Johan during that entire fight.
Mm-hmm. It resurrects and Johan's just like, great, I got something else to kill.
Or how about the football incident?
Oh, where you try to throw Johan, that didn't quite work out that well.
Yeah, we didn't, there's some things we're not talking about.
Well, this is why we need more party members so that we can be reminded of the funny shit that happened.
Yeah, that was a pretty good moment of just like, catch him.
Well, that didn't work. Johan, catch up as running by.
With what legs? And I love that was before I knew, Celebris is what, 7-1?
7-4.
7-4, yes. Celebris is a giant. I was recapping for tonight's episode in case, prepping for tonight's episode and listening to last session's episode. And, there is a moment where Anadelia is squared up with you guys. And I was just imagining how just laughable that was of just Father A, Celebris, Tarum. Well, she is taller than Johan, so that's one person. But Thalin and, Bartholomew and Anadelia is just barely up to any of your guys' shoulders. But yeah, so episode 8 opens with the prince bleeding out on the floor in front of Meat and Father A. Meat runs out to get a cleric after the assassin jumps out of the window, and Father A does what his religion does best. And you wonder why people don't want you guys around.
Everything I do for Ardor in the name of the goddess Aldora. In this case, it was to jam a sword through the chest of the magnate, telling him to say hi to his dad on the way down.
All I could think of during that scene is I listened to Insane Clown Posse, and there's a song that's literally titled "I Stab People."
It's what I do. That dirty assassin killed the prince, but luckily she was caught later that same day. So it works out for everybody.
And then she escaped.
No. See, that's the thing. Let's do the Father A journey through that day. I killed the magnate. I killed the magnate. I made sure to patch the wound I made and patch the armor mark I made. Because I'm all about that CSI bullshit. Some lady came in and was all like, we have to help him. I'm like, well, I already tried. It's like, well, and then tried to state like she's a better cleric than I am. And I should have thrown her out the window.
I mean, isn't she technically a better cleric than you? Aren't you like a level 4 cleric?
I'm a level 3 cleric. Thank you very much. I mean, she might have had lesser restoration prepared. She might have been better equipped to save this man. I performed my special graded battlefield triage, which is ending the suffering.
And to be fair, she didn't actually do anything. She did a medicine check.
And then was
Well,
like,
I mean, there's only so much you can do to a corpse.
Tell Lumberrex that. Shit, we should have burned his body. Why don't I have burning hands yet?
That's where you were going.
Anyways, but, so that happens. And then I'm like, well, this is getting weird. I'm gonna leave. And then I get put in a fucking dungeon with me because we have to be questioned about the thing we witnessed. Like I might be under suspicion for some crime.
The audacity of them.
We chill. I tell Meat some stuff, mostly that Ariana is Ariana Bertolf. And then it's all like, and then Captain of the Guard comes in to be like, yo, so can you tell me what the fuck went down? And we're like, well, this happened. And then somebody's like, we found the assassin over in this courtyard. And that guy's like, fuck, I gotta go handle that nonsense. And then somebody, I forget exactly who, was like, I'm just gonna pretend to lock this door real fast. Hi, I'm Tatum. And it's like, well, fuck. Brandon then switches over to other people's nonsense because he likes leaving me in situations and then angering. When we come back, I talk my way out of this problem and make a new friend. And then Tatum gets the fuck out of Dodge. We get the fuck out of Dodge. They still apparently caught somebody, and that person is probably dead now. And I, to this day, don't know who they caught. Because it sure as hell wasn't Tatum. And it sure as hell wasn't me. So, nobody responsible for that man's death is behind bars or dead.
Justice!
For all we know, it's the person that Tatum was pretending to be.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, completely innocent maid.
Yeah, no, that was the thing. It's like, you know, it's like we caught him, and then I had that brief moment of, guys, it's like we got bigger fish to fry, and I'm like, I feel about an innocent person going down for this.
And then you pulled the Urcus line and was just like, all right,
the greater good.
Yeah, and just walk away. Yeah,
I'm chaotic neutral card.
And then the other half of the party, Barty and Johan. Did you mention everything with Lorraine and Tatis?
I didn't cover any of that. I
haven't.
was just covering the nonsense I went through.
Yeah, he was all by himself. We also this is like technically the second installment of Hog Rider, because I learned the Find Steed spell so that my movement speed was not shit. And I rode my hog through the crowd all the way to the castle that had the alarms going off. We're like, what's going on? Our friend is in there. Can you let us in? Worst security ever.
Nobody even bothered to investigate why the security was like that. And it is too late, because Ariana is going to find out the prince had to downgrade the security of the castle and pull a Johan and fire all the people so he could afford all the swords he sent out.
Oh my god, that's why?
That is why the guards were so bad and there were no knights.
So, there's so much beautiful irony then with the way he died.
I love it.
He literally was killed by his own hubris.
Everybody was just like, the security is shit at this castle, let's go. And it's like, nobody wants to ask why. Because the castle hasn't always been like this.
That's where I was.
To be fair, the last time we were in there, it seemed just as shit, and it was far better staffed.
In the prince's defense, the last time assassins were in the castle, he let them in.
Yeah, and there's a huge... And people, you know, tisk me when I have to mention the fact that I killed him. Like, guys, you act like I killed a saint.
You killed a man.
He's kind of an asshole.
He wasn't innocent, but he was still a man.
I'm never going to tell anybody what I did that day, but you're all welcome.
Oh yeah, the party doesn't even know. Father Abe.
No one knows.
There was somebody who ran ahead of the rest of the group.
Stalin doesn't even know.
Stalin ran ahead.
Nobody knows.
Yeah. Stalin had the great, I need to figure out a way in. And he was like, shit. And then the rest of the group shows up, and they're like, yeah, we'll lower the gate for you.
Yeah, I had no luck getting in. That was pretty rough.
The guards were getting rope. They didn't know you had rope, but they were just like, yeah, we'll get you up here, man. Anthony, you are coming in super robotic for me.
Yeah, you are. Sounds like a lag.
Ranger phone and it's crapping out on me.
Yeah. No, I'm so sorry.
I thought you were a rogue.
I also thought you were a rogue.
I'm kind of sneaky. I was kicked out of my backstory. I was kicked out of my former group I was with because I was a little
it's like
on the darker side of things. So
well,
yeah,
welcome to the father A side of this. We're all about the dark side.
Did he go through the same thing?
A little bit.
Yeah, no combat yet. Haven't used any of my tricks so far.
Yeah, I thought you were a ranger or something.
I don't know why ranger. I could see rogue maybe.
I went with rogue.
Yeah.
Mostly because I figured he'd have to be a really weird ranger because I feel like in character creation, Brandon would have been like, "We have one of those."
Yeah, that's true.
See, for some reason in my head, the way Thalin was and the way he was set up, he was a dual bladed ranger.
Well, I mean that.
Well, I have
weird.
I have a sword and a shield.
You have a shield? Yeah, I was the only one who had a shield.
No, I use
We're
shield.
all around with a bunch of monks, so why the hell would we have? Before we added Barty or Thalin, it was a paladin, a ranger, and 2 hybrid monks. Why the hell would there be other shields?
Well, to be fair, we don't use shields.
Yeah, well, I can't because it affects my unarmored defense.
The shields are OP.
Shields are great.
2 AC. And then for the rest of that session, Johan and Bartholomew. As the party met up after they got inside the keep, Barty, remembering that the prince was accused of being a part of Gendenthel, knows that Gendenthel covers their tracks, and that even if he was a loose string, anything he had tying him to the religion would be destroyed. Sure enough, Barty turned around and Johan decided to accompany him to make sure he wasn't alone. Bartholomew went into the prince's quarters, and there was a cleaning crew there to dispose of the quote-unquote evidence. Do you want to describe that, Jordan, or do you want me to go through that whole...
I mean, I can describe it. We walked in there, like, hey, you're supposed to be dead. And they're like, hey, nobody's supposed to be in here. And then I was like, hey, that's the evidence. We need that. And then they were like, you know what? I don't have time for this. Silence. Now I can't reason my way out of this. The pacifist has to do something he really, really did not want to do. And it was going to hurt him a lot more than it hurt them. And I beat their shit in. With support from Barty, who was able to move out of the range of silence and cast haste on me for that extra AC. Oh, and then the book got tossed around. I jumped up in the air. I got impaled by a sword, but it was all okay because I'm tanked.
Yeah, and then I think either Johan or Barty knocked Tatis unconscious.
Johan knocked Tatis unconscious because, after taking 5 smites to the face and still not falling down. Johan was like, bonk, with his warhammer, and Titus went unconscious.
Yeah, and Lorraine, the other person, the paladin who was there, was a former member of the Kalkin, who was,
the person who was supposed to be dead.
Yeah, presumed dead. And she informed you guys that she is investigating the cult and trying to figure out who is behind the Circle of Gendenthal. I believe she gave you guys a pass code that she'd communicate with you by, or she said she'd find you. I don't remember what it was. But
I want to say her and Barty had a passcode that was already established.
Yeah, her phrase that she always used when her and Barty were working together, if you can't find a way out, dig deeper.
Yep.
She told that to Bartholomew when he first stepped into the room. And that was kind of the inclination that, oh, this is actually Lorraine and not, some mindless soldier. Yeah, so Lorraine, after you guys tussled for a good minute, she informed you that the book she was there to destroy was cursed before Johan could read it. Johan didn't open it, and she smited it into pieces, picked up her handler, and walked out of the office. And she told you guys she'll call you.
New phone, who dis?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was all of session. Oh yeah, then you guys left the keep. You left Zenith Rise to go back to the Kalkin office, and you found Kytrina was in council with a green-haired Alil Najian girl, and that was the end of session 8.
Yep.
Wow, that was session. Your guys' last episode was 10. Tonight was supposed to be 11, so we're on 9, and then so 9. Wow, I can't believe that was 9. So much happened in episode 10 for just 3 hours.
Right? I mean, episode 8 for 3 hours.
No, I mean episode 10. Like, it feels like Raina's been with you guys for a lot longer than just one episode.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't there for episode 10.
Yeah. Alright. So does anybody want to recap episode 9, or you guys want me to do it?
Episode 9. Nothing happened.
I thought...
Episode 10!
Episode 9, I thought... Makana to a draw.
Oh, yeah. And the training bout.
Which is formidable. Yeah, so, I will take care of episode 9 for you, then we can get into episode 10, because I'm actually kind of excited to discuss that. Maybe we'll spend, like, the last 30 minutes of tonight, doing a bit of, I don't know. Anyways, episode 9 tonight. Or not tonight, whenever it happened. Episode 9 opens with you guys going back into the Kalkin office and interrupting Kytrina to see she was in a meeting with a green-haired Alil Najian girl. After you guys informed Kytrina of like what happened, she dismissed the girl and said she can't protect her, and asked her to wait outside the office. Kytrina informed you guys the girl was an arcanist by the name of Reina Angia from Alil Nagai, and she was a war refugee, or a deserter, an army deserter from Alil Nagai, looking for protection from the Kalkin, and that Kytrina currently didn't have the resources to protect the girl. You guys explained what happened at the keep, and then further informing Kytrina that you guys had a note saying that the assassin was inside of Zenith's Rise, and that this all could have been prevented. And Kytrina inhaled and said, "All right, well, let's not do this a second time." With with Reyna and changed her mind and said, you know, they're not going to turn their backs on anyone that needs them, and that you guys would protect Reyna. From there, outside, Father A talked with Reyna and found out she is not. Oh no, Johan talked with Reyna. Found out she is nothing more than
little girl off the streets and shoes way too big for her feet.
No. Yes. But actually, I think Father A and Lance did talk to Reyna outside, because Johan didn't talk to her till that morning.
Oh, I did talk to Reyna, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I fully confer. Like, I want to say after the conversation with her, I was kind of like, okay, look, you're either really a little girl or something strange.
Johan had like a.
She's both. But
Johan had like a deep talk with her about how she was picked up, like you, the general. They were like, General, you need this person to be your mage or whatever. And he was like pointed at the little girl. You're not my mage. Okay, let's go. We're gonna teach you magic on the way. And then I asked her to, or like she offered to show me magic, and it messed up horribly, and I couldn't stop dancing.
Yes, that was the next morning. That night, it was just Father A and Lance talking to her about stuff. And then...
Is that where you agreed to smuggle her out of the country?
yeah, buddy. That's what I do. I smuggle kids and kill people.
And Father A is just like, why did they kill my entire religion? I don't get it!
We're such good people.
I want to point out Father Anderson would fit better in Group A than he would in D at this point.
Hey, Father A is a wonderful member of Group D. You guys need somebody willing to do the hard things.
Sometimes you need somebody to not listen to Johan and put a knife through a magnate.
But yeah, so the next morning rolls around, and you guys have been seeing it very in spurts. But Johan, I was about to call Johan Kana. Makana has been training Kaitrina every morning to rise to the ability of her station, or the needs of her station. And Celebris went to find them and start training with them in the morning. And that is where aforementioned fighting to a standstill happened, which is a very remarkable feat for anybody who knows Makana. Father A and Barty went to see Galay to find out if anybody could confirm Ariana's lineage. And Galay was going to sell you guys the information before Fractus finally confirmed his suspicions that she was working for the Ruby Shadow, and gave it to you guys freely as a honestly, like, don't bother with her. Like, come on, guys. Galay also told you guys that she would set up the caravan for transferring Reyna out of town. Then you guys.
Sorry, again.
Then you guys went to see the only person who could confirm Ariana's lineage, a councilwoman on the Ethics Council by the name of Paulina Kiev, who was friends with the magnate's late wife, and hated the Celestial Magnate and hated Prince Marcus. You guys talked to her, and she said the vote for appointing the next magnate, as far as the next temporary magnate, was today. And it was the rule of the law that it falls to the Warden of Storm's Nest if there's not another... it falls to a High General who... all of them are dead. And then the other one who is still alive is fighting a war out on the front lines. And the next closest rank to High General is the Warden of Storm's Nest, who is in charge of the Royal Army inside of the capital. And it would become his charge to occupy the seat of Magnate until the next Magnate's chosen, and that they were voting to confirm him today. And that she would hold off on the vote if you guys could get Ariana in front of her sometime today to investigate. And that was all of episode 9. I think. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, we didn't get a lot done.
Me and Lance, to set up for episode 10.
Oh, yeah.
Made plans to go to the Chantry of Harmony.
Yeah. And
was it Unity or I can't remember now.
Harmony.
I thought so.
You guys, that's where episode 10 actually starts. Is with you guys in the Chantry of Harmony. Since this one's fresher on everybody's minds, do you guys want to explain it, or do you want me to keep going?
Was episode 10?
Yeah, episode 10. This was last session.
Well, not fresh on my mind.
I can't cover the portions with I mean, I could, but I can't really cover. I don't think I'm the best one to cover what happened in the Chantry.
All right. So,
I guess you're saying I should do this one.
Yeah, that was kind of passing it over to you because, like I said, it was more of your personal journeys. I mean, like I kind of know what happened.
Basically, what happened there is me and Lance went to the Chantry, as Celebris is actually a member of the Chantry of Harmony, and slight view into his backstory. The reason he ended up in jail is because while training at the Chantry, lost a sparring match against someone, got a little upset, and put his fist through his chest.
Well then.
So he murdered one of his members.
Was it a fist through his chest? I thought he choked him to death.
Essentially, he killed him.
Semantics.
Doesn't matter how. It just matters that it happened.
He murdered one of his fellow Chantry members in cold blood. Celebris, since he escaped and everything that's happened, has never gone back. This is the first time he's gone back, and went and talked to, I can't remember his name now, Brandon. I am drawing a blank there.
Ocular Sansar or Ocular Sunsiri. His name is Kraylor Sunsiri.
Man, Oculars have really boring first names. Kraylor, Kiris.
We talked to Kraylor, and right up front, Celebris literally just drops to his knees, which is probably still taller than Johan.
Burn.
And just starts begging for forgiveness. He's talking to his master and telling him, all the time that I was locked up, everything that's happened, I've had nothing but time to think, reflect, and since I've been released, I've done everything in my power to, in a way, atone, not to find a way for him to try to start forgiving himself, which he knows he can't, but he's finding a way to atone for the major sin he's caused. And I gotta point out, Celebris does not have a problem killing people. He has, but the factor of killing an innocent.
Yeah, killing the wrong people.
Yeah. So the Acular told him pretty much, yeah, we can't forgive you for what you did, but what's in the past is in the past, so do what you can to move forward. And after that, Celebris looks at him and says, we've heard you haven't fully chosen your pick for council. We know that you picked Nephalia, but she turned you down, and instead picked Anadelia, and y'all are like, nah. So how about Lance?
Really?
And this is literally what happened, yes. And the Ocular is like, why the hell would I pick this nobody pumpkin from the sticks? And me and Lance start going,
not only will I not why would I pick this, nobody bumpkin, but also why would you think I would listen to your suggestion of all people who I should pick?
Yeah, it started going a little south there, but we somehow wrangled it back a ways. Telling him, look, Lance was serving under the prince. He's been in the capital and working in the castle for a while, and he doesn't know everything, but he's willing to learn and do his best. Plus, let's put it this way. No one wants the job because everyone keeps dying. He knows how to defend himself.
Guilty.
And it turned from hell no to I'll think about it. And it ended with Celebris going, thank you, and would you or any of your people, be objective to me coming and training here once in a while? The Acular is literally like, all are welcome, just don't be an asshole.
The other thing he told you guys, too, the most important thing to the Chantry of Harmony is sacrifice.
Their god is up in a tower sleeping right now.
He's on the ground. He's on the ground level. Anybody can walk in and look at him.
Oh, I thought he was up at the top of the tower. I apologize.
Yeah, it goes up through the whole building, but yeah, he's on the first floor.
Yeah, literally when we walked in, people saw Celebris and were like, oh shit, he's here. He's come to get revenge!
Magnate, pardon me, y'all. I can't be convicted of no crimes. I'm about to kill somebody else. Marcus is my friend.
It was him.
I literally think the little girl, or one of the two girls that saw us first, was like, oh shit, I think he's here to kill us all in revenge for what happened. And I'm like, no!
It's kind of like Dorothy stepping into Munchkin Town. Just like, oh god, she's back, guys!
Yeah, it was interesting, and it actually was nice because it not really closed the chapter in Celebris's past, but put a step forward in it.
Yeah, but the...
And it's one of the few moments that me and Lance had alone and had, a moment.
The thing the Ocular told you, the most important thing to the Chantry of Harmony is the Nazaram cause. And generally how people are going to advise the next magnate in regards to Nazaram. And one of the things is, of course, the ambassador for Nazaram in this country definitely hates Lance.
I've noticed that it's an ongoing theme that all the big political figures in this country now hate Lance.
Jeez.
Not intentionally.
Not intentionally, but just because Lance is an asshole.
Yeah,
Right,
he walked into her office and was like, yo, I'm trying to talk. You being rude, bitch.
We already reviewed that.
Yeah, long ago. So yeah, that was the Chantry. The rest of the party, after leaving Kiev's place, went to check in with the Nakarts and Surreals. And found that they had all come to town. By the way, the whole last... Puppers, the whole last 2 days, the 21st and the 22nd of Father, I keep saying that, Priestess, the Lady Nakart had ordered a retreat, or not a retreat, for her soldiers to withdraw out of the capital, and many of them had been going back to Somia and kind of bunkering up that side of town, just kind of preparing for the oncoming fight. So the keep in Somia was very occupied, and filled with political allies and soldiers, flooding in from the city or from the rest of the city to kind of fortify it. And when you guys had got there, the previous session, a small detail, Kytrina had decided to leave. There was something you guys needed to do where you needed to send Sindel to talk to the somebody from the Nakart Keep.
Right,
And
she was keeping Reyna safe.
yeah, and originally Kytrina was going to do it, but she sent her with Sindel instead. And I forgot the exact. There's very minor details of things that like happened that Kytrina ended up sending Sindel and Reyna to stay at the keep. But anyways, Sindel and Reyna, of course, first thing in the morning, got there much quicker than you guys. While the steward recognized you guys from Somar Villa and just said, well, hey, you guys are allies, we'll set you up some rooms. Cool. See you later. And the party just kind of stood around in the middle of this keep of just like, wait, what? we have free reign, we can do what we want. Hey, can you take us to see Anadelia? No, you guys asked to talk to Lady Surreal, and he was just like, oh yeah, she's in. I can take you to see her. And then you guys also asked about Ariana Kenfield, or Bertolf, and he told you that she was in also, that the Surreal Kenfield caravan had arrived earlier that day. And you guys decided to talk to Ariana instead. Found Ariana crying, looking outside her window towards the capital, as she was informed of her brother's death already. By the time you guys got there, she wiped her tears.
Ended my streak of avoiding deception checks.
Oh, you rolled a deception check and you failed
No, I
it.
did. I've been really good about my double talk. To where you have to sit there and go, well, I guess he didn't lie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nope, you fucked that up, and then I failed my deception.
Didn't you literally say I did everything I could to help him?
I did everything I could to help him. He's much safer in Haldora's arms.
Yeah, you said you did everything you could to help him, and his loss is a great pain to you. And then you rolled like a 3 on the deception check, and she was just like, I know you're lying. Don't tell me you cared.
I wasn't happy to kill him.
The last thing the party said to Ariana before this meeting was just like, if your brother has to be killed, would you be sad? She's like, well, I honestly think we can talk to him, but if he's dead, I understand, some things have to be done. And then he was dead.
Yeah. And nobody in that room had anything to do with it.
Yeah, so you guys talked to Ariana, and then you mentioned that the councilwoman wanted to see her, and she was like, ooh, Keeve hates my family. I remember that from my dad's letters, and everybody was just like, hey, this pretty much is our only option at this, let's go. And she named you guys her honor guard and decided to depart with due haste. You guys got to the security council's building, town hall, senate chamber. I don't know what council chamber. That would probably be what it is. You guys
got to the room where they were meeting.
Yeah, you guys found 5 different councils in meeting. These 5 councils collectively come together and manage the security of Ardor Serai. They were meeting and currently already discussing the topic, but the scribe at the or one of the servants at the door had a message from Councilwoman Keeve that if you guys return to take you guys straight to her quarters. You found Keeve was taking a break from literally the hours of filibustering she had been doing, waiting on you guys. And she inspected Ariana. Do any of you guys want to describe that scene, or do you want me to? Because I really enjoyed how that scene went.
Well, so Councilwoman
We
Keeve.
should probably mention that me and Lance actually joined back up at this point.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Keeve gave her the once or twice over. Was real fucking snooty about it. I believe she referred to us as smugglers and killers,
She did indeed.
which I took offense to. There was only those in the party.
Yeah, that whole encounter escalated so quickly.
I really wish I was
You're all
there.
smugglers,
I
and you
could,
bring
like,
smugglers and
de-escalate it.
killers. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
She called
Just
the
me?
She called the Bertolfs hounds, or called them dogs, because their family refers to themselves as wolves. But yeah, the general way the meeting went, the councilwoman inspected Ariana, properly guessed her age, and said that she looked exactly like her mother, and didn't believe that Respis was kind of in like wow disbelief that Respis was her father. Ariana explained how he had smuggled her from the capital in fear of assassins, and she claimed that the assassins were the very ones who gave him his seat of power, and continuing with her dog references, said that he never bit the hand that fed him. Then, yeah, she did call the party smugglers and killers, and after a long breath, she said she could not confirm Ariana's lineage, because Ariana had no experience ruling, and her rule as magnate would be just as bad as Prince Marcus. And the party and her started arguing. The party threatened her, you know, like they were about to kill her in her office. No loss, no gain. She was like, kill me, because if you guys kill me, she's definitely not becoming magnate. And then Ariana stood up and's like, yo, you guys are not about to do this in front of me. Like, if there's going to be if there's going to be people threatening each other, I'm making the threats, and I'm going to raise an army to conquer this stupid country and put it back together if nobody's going to help me. And
Okay, seriously, I should have been there to de-escalate the situation.
Ariana actually diffused the situation very, very well.
I think I or together we dropped a one-liner after that fact. Like, hey, you know.
I actually have that part of her dialogue written out as that little speech was the one part of her I planned. If I'm gonna read it now, just because Jordan didn't get the chance to hear, get to hear that part. But as you know, everybody's like sitting there and fighting in front of her. She speaks up and says, the hardest part about standing here today is knowing everybody sacrificed everything and gave their lives fighting assassins and abominations, while I drank wine in the countryside. I will not be a spectator while my country is torn to shreds. I will not be cast aside like some impetuous child. You will either support my claim and help me unite this country, or I will raise an army and piece this nation back together, one conquered province at a time. And everybody was just kind of looking at her and like, yeah, you're definitely your father's daughter.
I was kind of like, cool, whatever. It's not like I haven't stabbed people in positions of power with you anyway.
And with no other option, Keeve decided that she would, present Ariana to the council. She led the party back to the council chambers and the amphitheater where everything was being discussed. And there were about 30 different counselors there, and just important political figures sitting in this large chamber room. Keeve took over the floor and ended the filibuster, and presented Ariana and said that she was Respis Bertolf's last living daughter, and that the throne was technically hers. And everybody in the room was just like, "Whoa, how can you be sure of this?" And then Keeve was in front of everybody was like, "I can't be sure. I don't know." And it caused a bunch more chaos. And then the party noticed Anadelia was also in this meeting. And as everybody was trying to figure out what to do, she stood up and suggested that that the council, instead of appointing a temporary magnate into a high council could be appointed, that instead that the council appoints a permanent magnate in the ways of old, where the celestial magnate was always chosen by guiding stars. And basically, what would happen is the council would appoint somebody as magnate. They would select a guiding star with a principle that their rule would be governed by. And if that guiding star appeared during the time that, they ruled, then they would permanently become the magnate until they died. So the decision was to appoint Ariana for magnate for the night. If the guiding star she claimed appeared in the sky, she would permanently become the magnate without the need of a high council. If it didn't appear, then the warden would become the magnate, as is the right of the law. And everybody broke off into individual discussions about this. Ariana went to the party and was absolutely furious that Anadelia went to the party and was absolutely furious that Ariana was even here, staking out her claim so early, because it was okay, come on, Pop.
Mom was mad at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pissed off Mom.
Yeah, and so she was furious that you guys brought Ariana out so early. She had no time to make you guys the needed allies. And her plan was for Ariana to if the councils agreed to Anadelia's suggestion, for Ariana to claim the star Sarisung as her guiding star, as it burns green, and Anadelia could collect phosphorus from all of the different apothecaries in town. And if she could get a way to launch it into the sky, she could fake the appearance of a guiding star. If everything went according to plan.
And we had a science lesson that phosphorus was discovered by PE.
Yes, that was I knew that. I just it was a thing imparted to the rest of the group. So everybody was like, phosphorus doesn't burn green. And I was like, I'm pretty sure phosphorus was discovered because some guy left a bunch of buckets of pee by a fireplace and it started glowing green after like 3 or 4 days. And yeah, that was how one man's love of urine led to the discovery of phosphorus. The more you know.
Buy the nickel for
There was a whole 20-minute discussion on that.
Yeah, so Anadelia, after that, looked back to the party and was like, no more surprises tonight. And everybody agreed. The councils finished their discussions amongst each other, and each council individually agreed that they'd go with Ariana's temporary appointment, see if the star...
Brandon.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you off, but we should probably mention also when Anadelia made this idea, Ariana was like, nah, this is the one I'm going to pick.
Oh yeah, Ariana wanted to pick Maphis, but Anadelia scolded her and was like, "We can't do purple. I don't know how to make purple fire. Like we're doing green."
The only reason I say that is we'll find out.
Yeah. And also too, while you guys were discussing this. Counselor by the name of Typhus Seasons, High Councilman Typhus Seasons, he's on the High Council and the Ethics Council, walked up to Anadelia, and a lot of people currently hate Anadelia. One, because of the religion of her wife, and two, because how she voted on Seth Kalir's execution. Every council voted to execute High Brigadier General Seth Kalir, and Anadelia abstained from the vote. And Typhus walked up to her and was like, "Hey, I remember what you did that day. Like, that takes courage, and I have a lot of respect for you." And she's like, and said, "Hey, you're always unpredictable." And she's like, No, I'm very predictable. Don't suspect me of anything." And walked away from the party. Then the discussion went on. Each council agreed to appoint Ariana, and after the 5 councils did, the floor appointed Ariana as Celestial Magnate for the night of the 22nd of Priestess, and they asked her which star will govern her reign. And when everybody looked to her, instead of Serisung, she said, just openly and defiantly, with no shame, Maphis, the guiding star that is the path to peace. And
Mom got mad at us again.
yeah, and everybody was like, "All right, it's said," and the council ended, and everybody's like leaving the chamber, and Anadelia is just sitting in her seat, just like fuming with anger, not moving, not blinking, just staring straight at the party. Of just like, "You mother bleeper."
Remember when Mom said, no more surprises?
Yeah, I do, because I informed her that life was full of surprises, and then you die.
And then she was not going to talk to the party. She stood up to walk away, and then turned around and walked back to the party. Squared up against all of Anadelia had no servants, no attendees. She didn't have her steward with her or anything. She was in the protection of the Shosinus, who runs the protection of this building, and squares up against Ariana's entire honor guard, which includes
a group of smugglers and killers.
Yeah, which includes all of Group D plus her personal servant, our personal bodyguard, Tarum. And Anadelia just looks at her and is like, "You are, what was the word she used? Stubborn."
Fucking idiot.
Yeah. She's like, "You are stubborn." And Ariana didn't have much to say to defend herself. The party chatted for a moment and decided, well, the least they could do was, use what little time they had of Ariana's reign to basically have command over the city. The party decided to go question a general a turncoat general currently being held inside a Storm's Nest. And Anadelia went to question his attendant, who is Reina Angia, who is currently being watched at the Nakart Keep in Somia, inside of Ardor. And as the party agreed to do this, Ariana decided she was going to go tell the warden that the party had the right to go inside of the prison and talk to the prisoner. Say it again?
I said the best part of that session is coming up right now.
Oh, yeah. So Ariana goes to talk to Oris Sundale, who was at this meeting this whole time watching all this transpire, because he was about to be named Magnate. and he's talking to her, and the party is like discussing what they're going to do, and Ariana and Oris's discussion turns into an argument, or turns into a debate, and then it turns into an argument, and the party rushes to her side as like people start to crowd around her, and they step in to hear Oris step forward and say something along the lines of like, "You're only magnate for tonight. Don't go around, just giving me orders. Like, look, girl, I'll..." And he reaches forward with his hand, and Tarum instantly unsheaths his sword and cuts off the warden's arm from, from, I guess, bicep down to hand, just, cuts the whole thing off. And everybody is just kind of like gasp for a moment of shock, and then people flock around the warden to help him. And then Ariana, looks down at him and is just like, "So are there any of my other orders you won't be following?" And he's like, "No. All right, you're magnate for tonight, and then when tonight is over, every soldier in Storm's Nest is back under my command, so remember that." And he gives the order that, the party can go in. Ariana kind of, as this is, happening, and, the arm's cut off, the party inspects her. I forgot who inspects her, but they just kind of see her looking at this, and it's definitely a character-changing moment for her. Whereas, she's not smiling, she's not sad or anything, but the look of what just transpired in front of her, you can tell it's affected her somehow, of a child, accidentally pulling a gun on their parent or something, and they don't really understand death, but, they, their actions just had some weight, and that's, kind of, what's setting into her, the weight of her actions, the party just sees her, just with this blank expression over her face as she's looking at the warden. And then the party, after that, decides, all right, let's go. They step outside, and the entire city is bathed in purple light as the guiding star, Maphis, had appeared in the night sky. And that was where that session ended.
I gotta make a point of, it wasn't the party that was going to Storm's Nest. It was just me and Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Father Anderson wasn't having anything to do with this fucking star.
Peace.
Whatever. Blah. Stars.
So, we're being threatened.
Those other assholes gawking a rock. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. One other thing. As everybody was departing, Shosinus approached Ariana with 30 armed guards, and said until before anyone knew the guiding star appeared, and said until the morning, as long as she was magnate, until she got to the keep, her protection was in his care. And he gave her, or rather, is guarding her with 30 guards to get her safely to Zenith Rise. And then the party stepped outside. And,
another great moment from Session 10. Lance confided into Father A that he's not exactly sure or comfortable with where his power comes from.
Yeah, stealing power from the bridge, man.
As Lance dips into the bridge every so often to do his shenanigans. That's a real...
Before you ask, Johan, yes. After Orcus's arm was cut off, Celebris did look at him and say, "Do you need a hand?"
Nice.
But there was a real nonchalant conversation too with Lance. It's like, yeah, so I go to this place and I don't know where it is. I'm like, well, can you describe it to me? It's real desolate, endless ocean. Yeah, that's the bridge.
Oh yeah, there are lots of fiends inside of Ardor, BT dubs, too.
Oh yeah, that too.
Johan, or not Johan,
Lance.
Lance had a feat where he could tell like how many fiends are within a 5-mile radius, and he was like, I can't count that high.
Which scares the crap out of me.
They're fine, they're not bothering you guys.
Well, maybe they are.
I mean, there is a cult of Gendenfell in town, too, so...
Well, what have they ever done to anybody?
Yeah, other than plunging Red Axe into chaos and, you know, killing hundreds, if not thousands, of diplomats and probably hundreds of thousands of citizens and...
I mean, sure. You know, one of them was Magnate. He was cool.
They tried to kill me.
I put a sword in his chest. That had nothing to do with his religious view.
Yeah, there's definitely not time to tackle what I wanted to tackle tonight, but things to look out for in the future, because we recapped. Just things you guys already know are, like, gonna happen. Of course, the party's going to Storm's Nest. Then the other thing I've been prepping is Marcus is going to have a funeral.
Boo!
Boo! He was your magnate. He made you nobility.
No. I was like, and then it hit me what kind of shit might go down at his funeral. Like, it could just be a somber moment where Father A has to make 8 deception checks.
Just like, oh, you were with him with his last moments. Did he say anything? Nah, he's just a dick.
No, I mean, the last words he said was, after that assassin stabbed him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens when me and Anderson go to talk to
Kieran Matthew, the lunatic in general.
I'm upset that Johan's not going to be president of the prison.
Well, why? We won't get in that much trouble.
Celebrus,
that's what I'm afraid of.
Celebrus stepped him back inside of the council chambers. I think it's like where it ends, and then Father A is just like, "Why are you going back?"
Yeah, I was heading back in, and I was like, she just got her title completely, so there's no issue. And then he's like, so we need to go, and I was like, okay, and I turned around and started running after him.
Alright, because it's like, well, the stuff, it's like, who gives a shit? That just means that there's not a time limit anymore.
I also want to make a note, Brandon, because this will come up eventually. Silverus doesn't have a weapon right now.
You don't have a weapon right now?
Oh yeah, he left Sasha at the Kalkin office.
You need a dagger? I got a dagger.
I mean, I can, but I need to make that point of preference because I feel it's going to be an important point later on. But yeah, no. When we went to the Chantry, I made the point to tell Brandon I will not go with weapons. I told Katrina, I'm not going to go with weapons because if something happens, I don't want to go to jail. And that's when she pulled out the book and pointed to a page and was like, "It says right here, obey the laws of the country we're in, if possible."
There is going to be a very interesting thing happening with that. So,
God damn it!
What?
You should bring Johan!
No, there's a very interesting thing. What, about Sasha? Because Draylen's gonna blow up the house again?
No, but I will tell you guys, as far as things that you're expecting, The Mountain Wardens, at last anybody checked, were only a day outside of the capital.
Yay, we're going to be fighting Mountain Wardens.
Don't worry. I'll be bringing backup in the form of a deity.
It's like, could you kill all of them? They're my countrymen! Yeah, I did that. I killed my countrymen too. Like, come on. Don't be a little bitch about it.
Jesus, you're a god. Like, Eric, you want to get... You've been around for how long? I've been around for 53 years. You know how many my countrymen I've killed?
At least 2.
I guess it depends on how you count. No, that's true. By being knighted, I'm an official citizen of Ardor. If it was ever in question before. So yeah. Done it. Whatever. Like, you just... Like, pulls out dagger, makes the motions. It's easy. Like, come on. It's just like killing Archblood. Except they bleed.
Yeah, as far as everybody's personal story right now, I think the 3 at the forefront is Johan, of course, with the Kalkin, Father A with Ariana, and then I was just thinking of a third thing. Oh, Thalin, of course, you know, like binding to the party. Oh, and Bartholomew too, with Lorraine and the Gendenfell cult. I am very excited for you guys to like dive more into any of those things.
I mean, I need to be like level 5 so I can use Speak with the Dead on Marcus's court.
Don't.
I gotta jump up here.
Okay, we're just about done for the night. We're just chilling.
Alright, talk to you guys later.
Alright, enjoy your night. Yeah. That was episode 10. The gang points a new magnate.
Yay!
Woo.
So, I'm curious, what do you guys think Ariana's first action as magnate's gonna be?
I was going to ask you there's a principle. There's a principle with the star they choose. Was hers the path to peace, or is there a different principle?
Yeah, that was the path to peace. Is Maphis?
I think her first thing of magnate is going to be to get some people into a prison to speak to a god.
What were you saying, Derek?
Technically speaking,
I still don't have any reason to think we can trust her.
That's fair.
The path to peace lit up, and that's going to be what rules her reign.
And prophecies are usually open to interpretation in surprising ways.
Oh yeah,
also did take a dude's hand off.
Yeah. Also, Jordan, there was a prophecy that was fulfilled. Under Alilia's eye, the magnate shall sleep, the throne never again to rise until the path of peace flies. It was given to Group 1 and Session 2. They,
the path to peace could mean peace for the undead, meaning all the regular people have to be killed off or something insane.
No.
I think you're thinking too much into that.
I know, I think that one's pretty much finished. I mean, under the Lilia's eye, that's another guiding star, and it shot up.
Yeah, the other magnate was killed under Alilia's eye. And then, the, Maphis, you know, is the path to peace. But, that is, something you guys can look into of, you know, other times, Maphis has, like, historically appeared.
Because the other thing, too, is all it says is that the throne will rise. What the fuck does that mean? You know? Sometimes, sometimes you get a Sky Queen that's all, let's do, you know, make a little night great again. And then you get other ones that are like, why don't we just kill all the heretics? And it's like, well, I mean, we can do that. We have a navy.
So that's the Luna guy. This is Ardor.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, from an open standpoint. I mean, it's just like... I mean, you could. I guess my argument there was sometimes you can get like a Risen of Purity Sky Queen who's all like, let's make things nice. And then the other one's like, what if we just made things nice? By killing all the heroes.
Yeah, as
pure. You know what I'm saying here?
Far as you guys know, Ariana is a warmonger. She has suggested how to solve every problem with like, why don't we just fight them?
Why don't we just cut off his hand? Why don't we kill all of the heretics? Which that's gonna be an interesting thing, because Johan's gonna be like, what if we didn't kill anybody? And Father A's like, I'm already sharpening the dagger.
Johan's gonna stand in between Father A and everybody else.
Yeah, it's like, I'm keeping my eyes on you, old man. I'm like, might have to add a fourth to my list.
Everybody's gonna look at Ariana, and she's gonna be like, all right, guys, the path to peace requires that we kill a few people on the way. We need to unite this country. And then, everybody's like, okay, turns around, and Father A is like, already has somebody's body and is like stabbing it. And everybody's like, where'd you get that from? And she's like, she said kill a few people.
Has she ever said what she wants or what she plans to do? I don't think she has.
Well, she sent a letter.
Yeah, she sent you guys a letter that you guys read.
So, fuck the bread.
It just kind of complains about who's currently in power. It doesn't really say what her goals are, or her vision doesn't.
She specifically noted, like, how to handle some of those situations, and I believe it's the Bredricks. She states...
Oh, it's the Zyshins.
Was it the Zyshins?
Yes.
Or I thought Zyshin was like Zyshin Bredrick, or Zyshin...
No, they serve the Bredricks. They're soul sworn to him.
So, so that one family, it's literally like, yeah, look, one of them's a traitor, so we can do this. We can do just like, yo, we're gonna strip you of your title because you're all traitors, or I can kill your son. As an example.
I mean, as far as like big plans, does she want to unite all the nations? Does she want to empower the poor? Does she want to fight the undead? It doesn't really say what her, big goals are.
I think her first goal is to stop the civil unrest in Ardor, because there's a war being fought on the Ilderon border, and they don't need a civil war at the same time.
Yeah, so she's gonna be like, "Hi, Mountain Wardens, join or die."
I don't think it's gonna go quite like that. I think "Hi, Mountain Wardens, we need to have a talk.
Join or die."
And have a knife at the ready just in case.
Yeah, or die.
I mean, she could be a terrible dictator. That's
it's better than a guy who does not know how to govern a city.
Yeah,
I would like to state that join or die is what got Marcus stabbed to death, allegedly.
That's why I don't think she's going to say join or die.
Well, actually, join or die isn't what got Marcus stabbed to death. It was his mistreatment of the assassin population.
Oh, hey. Here's something.
Stitches get stitches.
Here's something ironic. So Respus Bertolf wasn't chosen under a guiding star, but the star he chose for his reign was Alilius. I did not remember that, but Alilius still flew when he was killed, so... or rather, the week leading up to his death.
See? It's all...
It's like the Hepelres turns to Roman and says, "You're the only one there when Urkus kills me." And then that prophecy actually happened.
Yeah, she can see the future. It's not just taking a random shot in the dark.
No, she can, but Brandon can't.
Yeah.
That's where I was shocked.
I had a couple ideas on how to get you guys there. But it was amazing that I didn't have to pull them out. But
have to do any weird funneling. Urkus and I just
Yeah.
we're like, cool, we gotta escort this woman to the beyond.
With as far as the conversation goes on Ariana, you guys actually did ask her a little bit about her life in Kalu. And and that was what led you guys to like want to put her on the throne. You guys asked her on and we flew by session, I think it was 7 or 8. You asked her, if she'd fight her brother for the throne, and she was like, "Oh, good God, no! I want to fight him for the throne." Like, gosh, and it's. I'm trying to remember how she phrased it, but basically, originally she told you guys that she was happy working with the people she works with out in Kalu. And then everybody was just like, "Oh, so you're not interested in the throne at all?" And she's like, "Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I'd love to rule, but I'm not gonna fight my brother over it."
And then
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And then the insinuation that, hey, we would totally kill him for you, and then totally killing him for her.
For a pacifist who doesn't like that I'm a smuggler and a killer, I think you do like the fact that I occasionally act as the knight for this party.
Oh, no. That was all disdain. Like, I hated everything about that. Didn't want you to kill him. I didn't want you to be the knife for the party.
I mean, in all fairness, I don't know if he could be saved. Like, yeah, I dealt the final blow, but without lesser restoration, I'm pretty sure the poison would have gotten him. Unless that cleric was way better at her job than I gave her credit for.
Alright, I think for moving forward for these last few minutes of the session, so for Ariana, because I don't want you guys going all the way to Kalu, because I planned for all of the traveling and stuff of you guys going back and forth to all these different regions to be like episodes 4 through 8-ish. And I don't want you guys like traveling to Kalu for, the next 2 episodes. And then, another episode coming back to the capital to find it in ruins. I will, specifically from Ariana's bio sheet that I have for her, I will answer one question for you guys. And what this sheet entails is it has, and I'll just, it has a summary of her, her race, age, eyes, hair color, beliefs, patron deity, favorite virtue, favorite sin, what she trusts in, her motivations, her fears, what it takes to make her cry, and that's sad.
I know what it takes to make her cry.
Yeah, and
her brother,
and her background. So I'll answer one question for each of you guys in here to let you guys get more of a direction of like what your characters would be doing, so you don't have to go searching. Because she's already revealed all of this. It's just, if you guys were... If it was just a lot of in-between-the-lines stuff.
I mean, I still hope that her first order of business will have to do with the mountain wardens.
Ask your question, Rob.
What's her patent deity?
Soyessa.
Which one was Soyessa?
She's the fire one.
The goddess of fire.
Champion of discipline.
Okay.
I already knew that.
Crap.
I mean, you could tell that one from her personality.
Oh yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe she's in the Forgotten Song, and I found number 5.
What were the options again?
Summary, race, age, eyes, hair, beliefs, favorite sin, favorite virtue, what she trusts in, her motivations, fear, what it takes to make her cry, and her background.
Damn, I should have asked favorite sin.
I want to know what her motivations are.
Is it lust?
The things that move her Right and wrong, honor, and entitlement.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious about the favorite sin.
Right, wrong stuff.
Her favorite sin is pride.
I think she'll make a great ruler. I think that after hearing that, Johan may have picked the wrong ruler.
Should have joined Team Anadelia.
Yeah, I'm skeptical. We'll see.
One.
I don't think she's. I should have asked for alignment. I don't think she's evil. I feel as if she may be heavy-handed, but I don't think any of her intentions are bad, and I don't think anything that comes from it would be horrible.
The port to the bridge is made mostly of good intentions.
I'll allow you guys as a group one more that you can all decide on for what would have been Anthony's question.
Alignment check.
I don't have her alignment. Major story NPCs are complicated, nuanced characters.
I'm curious about the make her cry thing.
Hold up. We have to agree on this last one together for Anthony.
What would Anthony want to know?
Favorite virtue?
Her sexuality.
You know what? Actually, I didn't roll that. I am gonna roll that and put that on her thing, though.
I really hope she's a cis female.
She is a cis female. I don't know if transness rolls up the chart.
Yeah, you can be trans and still, be any of these other things. That's a gender.
It's true.
Greek.
So Ariana identifies as female. For all we know, she's actually the fourth brother.
If you guys don't have one, I'm gonna go with Derek's to cry.
Give us options one more time.
Summary: race, age, hair, brunette. Well, hey, I gave you guys that one for free.
Hey, freebie.
You already knew it. Eyes, beliefs, patron deity, favorite sin, favorite virtue, what she trusts in, her motivations, her fears, what it takes to make her cry, and her background.
I think it should be either trust, fears, or cry.
What about beliefs? I mean, if we know what she believes in.
Well, we know who her patron deity is. We can kind of guess her beliefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, burn it down. Especially if it's undead.
I think fears and what make her cry are pretty similar. I think those would kind of inform the other. So that's kind of like a 2 for 1.
One's sadness and one's fear. That's how I think of it. Like, she doesn't have to fear what makes her sad.
I think of like, let's say you fear losing your family, and if you lost your family, you would cry. That's what I'm kind of thinking of. Something that would, be a.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't. I guess the point there, though, is you wouldn't fear losing your family if it had already happened. Like,
No, that's just an example off the top of my head. That's just a fear.
yeah, well, I was just sort of saying, like, why that?
But like her fear could be, being discovered and losing everything, and that would be the thing that would make her cry, also potentially. If there's some secret that she's harboring. I'm not too picky though. Whatever you guys want is fine with me.
I mean, we could go with what makes her cry.
Yeah, I guess what makes her cry.
What makes her cry? For anyone who is hurt or loses their lives undeserving, she will cry.
Cool. She seems like a very good leader.
Whoa,
Undeserving.
Real here. That's why she was shedding tears over her brother. That man deserved to die.
I mean, she doesn't know that. She never met him.
And she'll never know that, because that secret I'm taking with me all the way to the boat.
And that was also kind of why she was looking at Oris, with so much intensity of just like, oh god, I hurt him. but he kinda deserved it.
Don't worry. She'll just have some time to talk with good old Papa A. She'll understand why murder is necessary.
I really hate how Father A is evolving.
I'm a 53-year-old man. Why is a dwarf gonna influence my outlook on life? I don't have long left to live it.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you have to burn everything and take it with you.
I'm not taking it with me. I'm going to come back eventually.
Yeah, everything he's doing for the good of Ardor and Haldora's name.
Haldora's name. Okay? With all this glory I'm building up, getting on that boat.
God, I know the first person How's going to actually kill.
Father A?
Excuse me, not How's, Johan's going to actually kill.
Come at me, dwarf.
And then he's going to empathize so much more with Father A after he kills him. Like, oh god, I killed Father A for the good of everybody else.
No. He's going to kill Father A, and then the grief's just going to be too much, and he's going to off himself. Johan will only kill 2 people in his lifetime.
Father A himself. Man, it's going to really suck when you don't get on the boat, therefore don't come back.
It's going to really suck when you find out there isn't a boat and you don't come back.
Trust me, there's a boat.
I've sung songs about it. It is definitely there.
I almost can't help it about the songs. That's the thing. So, there better be a boat.
That's totally.
Or I'm going to start pile driving fiends and drag my ass back.
That is a strategy and a half. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about tonight? Because I literally have all night, but 10 o'clock is about where our session would normally end.
Yeah, no, I am good. I'm sleepy now.
I'm ready for next session.
I got time.
Yeah, I am I'm so pumped for next session too. Like I'm
so pumped. Are we just gonna wait until next time, or are we gonna try and reschedule this?
Yeah, if I know Jordan, you work during the week, right?
I work Tuesday through Friday.
Okay.
I can do any day.
Yeah, same. I'm open any day. So if let's start discussing in your group D chat of like if everybody posts their availability, and I'm gonna end the broadcast here for the people watching. Thank you, and we'll get the actual session hopefully soon.